Hello and welcome to ARK Survival Evolved. We're on the Extinction map and today we're out in search for orbital pods because I'm quite keen to see what they're like. So I've bred myself up a bit of an army here of Velonosaurs. Well, it's not entirely true. I mean there's two here, the Mark 1s. There's a Mark 1 female and a Mark 1 male. They're the original Velonosaurs that I tamed up. There's a Mark II. She was the offspring of those two, and I then used her to create this one here. Unfortunately, this one, this guy here, when it came to like trying to get him imprinted, he was asking for. He asked for augmented kibble, which I've no idea what that is, so I certainly didn't have any. It's kind of odd because the other ones I'd bred up quite a few because I'd started breeding with Vincent, the female, but once I found that 162 male, I just scrapped that and started again with new ones. The male had higher health and higher melee than the female, so I eventually managed to like merge their stats together, and that gave me that. This other one, I haven't given it a name yet because, to be honest, I'm not entirely optimistic about being able to fend off a wave of attacks on an orbital pod, because I think that's where it is. The ones I've seen so far, they say there's like 0 waves and I think it's so many enemies killed. So I get the impression it's a case of you go up to these orbital pods. I think they land at some point, and then after a certain amount of time, you'll find that they'll bring up a shield. Some corrupted dinosaurs will then start attacking it, so you've then got to defend it. And I have also found you can actually force it. I mean, I've hit it once. Ah, there. That sounds like one somewhere. Right over there. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think there's a difficulty level associated. I mean, I think it's more geared towards multiplayer than single player, to be honest. Because when they talk about waves, it sounds like it's going to get harder and harder. So we're going to have a bit of a wander around, because I have found you can actually force it to start by. I mean, I've hit it once and it's suddenly gone off. There's a time where I've come up to one and it's suddenly gone off. So at first I was thinking there might be a proximity detector or something, but there's ones where I've gone right up to them and they're not even phased and nothing's happened. So I suspect that once these things land, they've got a certain amount of time before the attack will start, and that's usually when you'll hear there's like a little event gets played, some sort of like music goes off. So I haven't really tried. I've tried them once with Sam. I mean, that didn't really last 5 minutes, to be honest, because Sam just couldn't handle it. I mean, so far I've found red ones and yellow ones, and I think I know, like with the normal loot drops that you got on places like the island, usually like the colour of the loot drop was related to your level, so you had to be like a certain level to be able to use them. Whereas I think these are, might be difficulty related. So ideally I want to see if I can find a pretty low level one to start with at least. So what we're going to do the next is I'm just going to go around and see if I can find a one. I mean, they're pretty brutal, these things. What I've done is I'm only pumping the health on them, seeing as I'm not going to be riding. Well, it wasn't too bad. It's 72 Rex. Yeah, that's not too bad. So I'm going to start looking around the map. I mean, I may as well take them out and level them up while I'm going anyway. So once I find one, I'll bring you back. Right, I saw this pod come down, So I followed over here, but I think there was a corrupted T-Rex nearby somewhere. I mean, you can hear it. I must admit, when the game started and I heard what sounded like thrusters, I did wonder what it was. At first I thought it was those little scouts, but it's these orbital pods you hear. Then you'll hear them crash. And at the moment it's not doing anything. And I think what happens is, after a period of time, it'll start, it'll like be a defense mechanism kicks in, because some attack will start. I want to clear this place out, because as far as I'm aware, you get like a wave of attacks. I don't want this. Oh, there you go. There you go. See how this shield's suddenly building out. Oh, so that's handy. So this is a blue one. Right, so it's starting some sort of defense mechanism. I don't think it had anything to do with me coming here. When I first saw these, I thought they were, but I don't think it is. I don't think it's anything to do with me being here. I think after a period of time, once it's down, it starts the process off, and I think what you have to do is to defend it. So I think you get these corrupted dinos will start attacking the shield, and you get like 5 waves. Yeah, it says wave 05, 3 hostiles remaining. So there's 3 attackers out there somewhere. I don't know where. I'm not seeing any. Is that them over here? Ah, yeah, it's these here. Can I hit them? Right. For some strange reason, you can't always like hit them. You've got this barrier here. And you can't always hit them from within side. I think if they glitch through, you can hit them. So there's still one around somewhere. So I've got to find this one, because what it's doing is it's attacking the edge. It'll be attacking the barrier, and that's causing damage. Where on earth is it? Pity I didn't have Sam, because Sam could have detected it. Oh, there it is, over there. Right, it's over there. I must have somehow missed that one. Right, okay, so that's the first wave. The first wave done. 9734 of 10,000. I don't think it heals itself. I could be mistaken. Ah. I was under the impression it didn't. I thought like once it lost its health, it was lost. Ah, now the shield seems to have collapsed. Was the shield collapsed? I could have sworn the shield had collapsed there. So we've done one wave, so we've got to wait for... I think we've got to complete 4 waves. And I think it gets harder and harder, because I know when I was out and about with Sam, we found one of these and it went off. I don't know if these are the ones I need to attack. Yeah, I think it's these ones. So oh, that's not what I need. I was out and about with Sam once. We ran into one of these. Keep meaning to press the C button and I'm pressing the V button instead. It's not helping. Yeah, keep pressing the wrong button. It doesn't help when you can't see anything. So it's took a bit of damage there. Unless that's the damage to the outer wall versus the supply drop itself. So there's still one of them out there somewhere. But But I know when me and Sam came out, I think it was a case of that we had quite a few sort of turn up in the first wave. It was like a load of pteranodons, and then although I managed to get rid of them with her, oh there you go, there's some more out there. Although I managed to get rid of them with her, the problem that I had was that I started seeing more of them coming out. So it seemed to be getting progressively worse and worse. Like more and more, like they're fend up. Is that done yet? I didn't hear an event to say we'd finished it, like, because you do get like an event, bit of event music to say it's finished. There's 6 remaining. Oh, they're right at the edge. Yeah, it's a bit tricky when there's only just when it's just yourself. So there must still be. Oh, there you go. So that's that wave done. Right. Okay. So that's the second wave done. So the shield itself that's there, that's only got a certain amount of hit points, and then you get down to the pod itself, which is on 10,000. So presumably, oh there you go, so pteranodons. Oh, it's interesting now, because I was out here with Sam, and what I found is that the once these things got through, they were very, very slow compared to like normal. It was as if the shield was slowing them down. 17 remaining. Ooh, wow. Trouble is, you can't. Every time I move, I keep getting the impression that the shield's shrinking. It's a bit weird. Trouble with this is you don't know which are the corrupted ones that are normally here and which are the ones that are attacking the shield. Get him, guys! I mean, one concern I've got is, am I attacking the shield as well? Because I know when I first ran into one of these with Sam, there was I found that I could actually hit the that pod and cause damage to it. I mean, not a lot. Get him, guys! That's interesting that once the shield takes a lot of damage. I can't see anything, I can't. Once the shield takes a certain amount of damage, it does start to collapse. Can you target that thing, guys? Oh, that's the other thing I found out with these Velonosaurs. You can't shoot through them and they can't shoot through you. Which is a bit of an inconvenience. Right, so now I've got to go out and find others. So it's obviously, I think it makes a lot of sense if this is like, if you're like on multiplayer, because I'm struggling to sort of like having to keep running to all the edges to take things on. I mean, I'm having to run around and have a look for these things. Why is that one stuck? Are you stuck or something? Sometimes these Velonosaurs get stuck. I don't know if it's the weight. I mean, it's not the weight. So I'm having to like run out and jump on them, and that seems to solve the problem. Fortunately, I'm just getting things like pteranodons and these like dillos so far. At one point I was out and about with Sam and we ended up with like stegos and all sorts were attacking us. I really need my stamina. How are you guys doing? Yeah, you seem alright. See guys, I think most of them are females. Actually there's only one. Oh well, was it there's two? No, there's only one. There is. I could have sworn I had two females then. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I need to focus on these things. Yeah, sometimes you can't hit them. You can't like hit through the barrier, which is a bit weird. Oh! So now I've got to go around and find these things. Hang on a minute. Oh, raptors. It might actually be tempting to have one of those, what do you call it, the dino leashes, try one of those and just set these things on aggressive. Because that way they'll never be able to get out. They won't be able to get out of the actual area that you've set the leash up for. But they'll attack everything that's around you. I think that might be another strategy I might try. It doesn't help, I'm out of stamina and I can't see anything. Oh, not again. Okay, so that's one more wave done. Right, so let's see. How many have we got left? You've got about 9,497, so that's not bad. So the shield's now gone. I mean, it's taken that much damage, it's now gone, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you get Rexes, Stegos, and who knows what else. The Pteranodons seem to be the most popular for some strange reason. They're annoying. I need to get my bearings. I guess you wandered into the wrong place. So there's 12 more to come. I see some dillos coming from a lot of sides here. So these are proven quite useful, these little guys. These because they've got the ranged attack on them. So that's not too bad. I mean, if this is blue, I'm getting the impression now that it's actually these colours set the difficulty that you're up against. Because there's blue ones, yellow ones, red ones that I've seen. So maybe if you go to so there's one more hostile out there somewhere. So maybe if you go to like the yellow ones and the red ones, they're harder. Maybe you get like harder dinosaurs or something. Guys, what are you doing? So where is it then? I mean, its health's not going down. There's one hostile out here somewhere, is that it? Yeah, it's that one. Ah, aha. Oh no. Oh, that's a doozy. That. So it's like it started off with wave 0 of 5, and now it's wave 5 of 5. That's a bit of a dodgy numbering system they've given you. It's a bit deceptive because I thought, oh, that's it, there's 5 waves. Yeah, it's the one downside of these, they can't shoot through me. So if these things are behind me, they can't shoot through me, so I've got to make sure I'm out of the way. So I think it seems pretty straightforward in terms of what you've got to do. And I quite like these. Oh, hang on. Raptors. Not what I need. Because you've got the distance. You know, you can if you can see things coming from a distance, you can target things at range. I mean, obviously the high level dinos, it's hard, I think, but I suppose with like imprinting and what have you, these things would be even much better. Oh, someone's attacking. Come here, little doubles. Come here. Oi. Oh, come on, guys. Ah, right, so eject items. Okay. Alright, so you get loot. Oh, this sucks. You've only got a certain amount of time to pick everything up. So you can get resources. Guys, over here. Ah, it's truth. Don't want them. Don't want them. Don't want them. If I can pick that thing up. Okay, so that's I'm gonna dump these on Vince. Just dump these on you, mate. Then I can go pick these back up again. So that's interesting then. So I mean, I'm using S+, so that kind of sucks, to be honest. At least I can probably get the resources back. Although I'm not sure. I think you can convert some stuff over. Right, Right, can I reach you? No, I can't. Oh, hang on, there's more of them over there. Oh, Struth. More stuff I've got to drop. So you can get resources, you can get blueprints. Wow, I could have missed some pretty good stuff there. Let's see if I can drop some of these onto you then. Then at least I can get some things back. So that was stone, which... drop these onto you. Ah, that's not bad. I mean, that's not a bad... not a bad way of getting loot. So let's see. So what did you get then? I left. What did I leave on you? So I managed to get a ramshackle blueprint, a journeyman. Ah, right. Crypods. Because I needed a tech replicator to make these. So I managed to pick up some of them. So that's pretty good. Did I get anything useful that I put on you? Stone and what have you? I don't think did I put anything on anybody else? Ooh, I've got a Mastercraft pike. Ooh, that's good. So that's not too bad. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, I've got to assume that if you go to the there'll be there must be sort of like purple ones and yellow ones, red ones out there, because I've seen red ones and yellow ones so far. I haven't seen any purple ones. That's the first blue one that I've seen. I mean, these guys kind of like, they held up well. I mean, I don't know if the area impacts where you're at as well, because obviously these orbital pods land somewhere. So I don't know if they only attract the certain types of dinosaurs from that area. Be interesting to try some more, because I'm curious, because those were pretty straightforward for me to handle, because I was up against pteranodons and mostly those dillos. Well, some raptors, or some like things I think strayed in that shouldn't have been there. But that wasn't too bad on blue. But I think the downside is with me being on just doing single player. There's the problem of me having to like go to all of those edges, and they were very difficult to spot those all those dillos. Might be tempting to try. I don't know if I've got a leash on me. Yeah, I've got a leash on me, because with these things you can put one of these down. So in theory, if I were to put one of these down near the actual pod, set them on aggressive, they'll just attack anything and everything around, whereas before I was having to either direct them, or I was having to attack things and then wait for them to like defend me if I got hit. The only catch, I think, is the shield, because unless the dinosaur can sort of like glitch through the shield, which some of them did actually manage to just break through the shield, I was really struggling to hit those ones on the outside, so you might have to go to the outside anyway. You know, you have to leave the barrier, in which case you might be outside of the range of the leash. I mean, I think I might just try that, because this is roughly, I mean, how... Let's see, if I put that down... There, so that's at max range. So that's like medium range, I think. I mean, that's a fairly good distance. That's a fairly good distance, so I might be able to pull that off actually, if I use one of these and just put them all on aggressive. That might be the way to do it. The only thing is, obviously, with these leashes, you've got to be outside, because I think it said it's solar powered. Yeah, it's powered using the using solar. Because I mean, there are other ways to get loot. So obviously, I mean, the loot crates, you don't get the typical loot crates coming down then on here. Better pass some of this weight across to somebody else, otherwise Vince isn't going to get anywhere. I swore I gave it to somebody. Who did I give that? Who got the stone? Oh, T-Rex. Well, some fun. Definitely good. I do like them. I mean, if I imprint these things, I reckon they'd be a lot better. But I think I might see if I can keep an eye out for maybe like a purple one, because as I say, I suspect that they'll it'll be harder to defend. You'll either get more dangerous creatures or like higher level ones maybe. So you might get like Carnos and Stegos, because I know there was one came down and I saw Carnos and Stegos on that, whereas this one was fairly easy. And at this stage I can't tell if it's just the area that I'm in or whether it's the colour of the orbital pod. So I suppose I'll have to do a bit of experimenting on different colour ones. But I think realistically I probably want, if it's going to get harder, and I suspect it will, is to get properly imprinted dinos to do that. So I mean they held up pretty well, I think. I mean they weren't up against much, to be fair, but I quite enjoyed that. I mean I think I was a bit deceptive. I think I was under the impression there's like 5 waves, but I think there was felt more like there was more than that. I felt more like there was 6. You obviously get more and more hostiles per wave, it seems. But yeah, that was definitely good fun. I mean, there is another way to get loot, and that's through the gachas. I need to breed up some snowy owls, because the loot quality, I think, improves if you give them those snow owl pellets. Go and have some fun, guys. But I'd say that's all for this video. I've really enjoyed it. I've got a better understanding now of these orbital pods. I mean, the amount of loot, I wasn't expecting that amount of loot to get dropped off. I was expecting you could just literally access the pod and then pick things out, but it's set to a timer. It ejected everything out, and I was on a timer to literally pick things up. I was running out of space in my inventory to carry things, so I was having to drop things and put them on dinos and pick other things up just to try and avoid anything expiring. But it was definitely fun. It was a interesting experience, if nothing else. So I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If so, then do please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, then do subscribe. Remember to click the little bell to get notifications for when new content comes out. And if you've got any comments or suggestions, do please leave them. They'll always greatly appreciated. So until the next video, thanks very much for watching. Bye.